picking 9th.
Okay. Are they going to get a quarterback?
And we talked about this last week.
No.
Would they make the reach for Baker Mayfield at 9?
No, I don't think so.
I think they should, but
if they get Eli then is first of all he has something to prove with the Jets.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Eli doesn't have anything to prove.
He has something to prove to the Giants. To give him the cheer.
Just stop.
I'm just saying.
What does he have to prove to the Giants? He won 2 Super Bowls with them.
Yeah.
He has nothing to prove.
You shouldn't have treated me like this, even if it was just for one game.
Please.
Oh, come on, brother.
That's just absurd.
No, it's not.
You're finding slights where none exist. This is the NFL. This is a business.
It's a business, but you know what? Every time they say it's business, it's personal.
Stop.
Believe
it's not.
me.
Look. This is it's a cliche, but it's a time-honored, well-worn cliche for a reason. There is one opponent that no athlete can beat, and that is time.
I know.
All right?
I know.
Eli ain't winning this game.
I know that, Tim.
No player is winning this game.
I know that, Tim.
So Eli, I'm sure, understands his older brother went through it already, that circumstances dictate what happens in your career in the NFL. Right. Eli's had a great run with the Giants.
I agree.
He's not finishing his career with the Giants unless he retires after this season, he's not going to do that.
Or
there's no reason for him to do it.
Well, if he doesn't end up with the Jets, Tom Coughlin's coming to visit, and he's going to say, "Come join me down."
That's
in
possible,
even though it's Jacksonville.
It's possible. It could be Denver.
Could be Denver.
Peyton could be putting his arm around his big bro, just like you do with me.
That's right.
And giving him a little chokehold and trying to make him go unconscious, like you do with me.
That's right.
And say, hey, Eli, Denver, not a bad place.
And they can sing.
They need a quarterback.
And they can sing Allstate commercials.
They have a bunch of quarterbacks in Denver. They all suck.
I know.
You could play there.
I'm not
talking about you.
Oh.
You could play lineman there.
That's not true.
Not quarterback. But that is what we're dealing with here in terms of what Eli's future is.
Right.
It's not with the Giants.
We know that.
Well, but so I don't understand why are you giving this guy 2 more games? If he's not your future and you have a guy on the roster who could be part of your future, why not give that guy a couple of games?
Because the Giants have always been thought of as a class organization. They screwed up with Phil Simms. They don't want to screw up with Eli Manning.
So dress Davis Webb as Eli's backup and at least give him a half.
Okay, I agree with that.
Something. Put him out
Eli
there.
Eli starts the first and the third.
No, don't turn it into an exhibition game.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Let it play. Let's see what the situation is at halftime. And if he plays maybe the last quarter or something, at least let's get Davis Webb some real snaps. That's what the Giants need to see. How does he handle the huddle? How does he handle things at the line of scrimmage? I mean, there's so much stuff for a quarterback to do that, again, the speed of the game that cannot be replicated in practice. We need to see how Davis Webb, because the NFL is obviously a lot faster than the college game. Davis Webb has never played in an NFL game, so we don't know if he can do it.
Anyway, what else concerning the Giants do we have to talk about here?
We didn't talk special teams. Special teams was, I think, the reason they lost this game yesterday.
I love the fact that Eli Apple, by the way, is tweeting from the sideline.
He played yesterday. I was actually surprised.
Is it that important that he tweeted from the?
He was deactivated for like 4 weeks.
Is it that important though that
no.
tweet from the sideline?
Eli Apple needs maturity. Is desperately is what he needs. He was upset because a few weeks ago, Ben McAdoo, which I thought actually was a good move, played the game tape for the entire team as opposed to breaking up in groups. We talked about this. It was I think it was 3-4 weeks ago. And he showed a lot of defensive mistakes and a lot of lack of effort on defense. And Eli Apple was apparently in 3 of these clips. And apparently, from what has been reported, Eli Apple threatened to walk out. And to which I was like, "Go, take care. See ya. We'll send you the notification for the fine." But obviously, the Giants still regard him as an important player for them because he's a former first-round pick. It was only 2 years ago they took him in the first round. So they wanted this guy to be a shutdown corner kind of player. They wanted him to be like the next Revis. And instead, he gets beaten a lot. He hasn't been he's been more like D. Milliner for the Giants as opposed to Revis.
Okay.
So then there was the issue this week with Landon Collins said he talked to Eli Apple and gave him the old like kind of big brother kind of talk and said, "Look, dude, you need to get your head right. You need to work harder and whatever." And when the reporters went to Eli Apple to ask him about this conversation, Eli Apple just said that it never happened. And so he's basically calling Landon Collins, who was the team leader, calling him a liar. So then the press went back to Landon Collins and said, Landon, Eli Apple says this conversation that you were talking about before never happened. And Landon Collins just gave him like the old eyebrow raise and was like, huh?
Well, you know what he should.
And he was like, yeah, no, it happened. Believe me, it happened.
You know what he should have done? He should have walked the press over to Eli Apple's locker.
Eli wasn't there at the time because he probably would have.
Okay, because
you could tell Landon was a little heated when they said that to him.
And you put your arm around him and you said, you know what? Don't you remember, Eli? We talked a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Remember the information I gave you, the advice?
Yeah.
And then Eli would go, yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that.
Well, but that's the problem, and that's part of the problem with the Giants locker room. Is you have a team leader saying this, and then this young rookie or second year guy saying, well, that never happened. To me, it's pretty clear that Eli Apple wants out of the Giants. The whole tweeting thing on the sideline, he knows he's not supposed to do that. And he was tweeting something that the Cowboys did to the Giants because his old buddy from Ohio State scored a touchdown.
Really?
So it's like, you're not supposed to do that.
No.
That's a finable offense.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't seem to care. And that is a very damaging thing. First of all, it's a bad thing to have on your team because other players see that and it's a negative influence. But it also shows that the player himself doesn't care. You don't want players around who don't care, especially guys who are making a lot of money.
Right.
So,
well, you can go hang out with Johnny Manziel.
Just a lot of bad stuff all around. Yeah, I mean that's
anyway,
that's another guy.
We're going to take a break right now. You're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 WHPC, streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Tim, you're on Twitter
at Real Tim Leonard.
Okay. Go.
Tell your friends about the Nassau Morning Madhouse. Hear what you're missing.
Check it out.
We found something out
Yeah.
I'm shocked about. Brandon, you get pedicure?
Yes, of course. My feet are always getting wet and dried up in the socks and stuff like that.
First of all, I just want to put this in perspective. I cut my toenails once a year.
I've been wanting to get a manicure, but I would feel weird to just go by myself. So maybe we can try it out. We
Yeah,
can
you
all
guys go together. That's a no.
Not a shot.
Really? You wouldn't go?
No,
Mike, I'll take you up on that.
There you go.
There we
Two
go.
guys, no more than that.
No more than that.
No.
Okay.
If I
There
were
you
to
go.
do that, I'd want it to be a big group of guys. Yeah,
I mean,
why
the
not?
thing is-
Let's all march in there. Just
Yeah,
like
let's
we're
all
here
march
for the
in there and be like,
pedicures.
3, 5, 4, pump. I'm here to get my nails done.
Yeah, testosterone.
Nassau Morning Madhouse. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9. On the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
Hey, have you seen DJ Solero?
No, why?
Well, he was supposed to be here right now to tell everyone about his show, The Rare Groove Session, but I can't find him anywhere.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. Maybe he went to get something to eat.
Food? He went to get food? I mean, who can eat at a time like this?
Relax. I'm sure everyone will figure out when they can listen to the most incredible music from the 60s and 70s that they may have not heard before.
But what if they can't? What if they never figure out when the Rare Groove Session is on? What happens then, huh? I don't want to live in a world where no one knows about the Rare Groove Session.
Hey guys, ready to tell everyone about RGS?
DJ Solero, where the have you been?
I was getting something to eat.
How can you eat at a time like this?
What are you talking about?
Don't mind her. Go ahead. Tell everyone when to listen.
Okay then, if you're looking to hear some mind-blowing music, check out the Rare Groove Session Friday nights at midnight on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
We're back here on From the Press Box. I'm Rob Leonard. He's Tim Leonard, award-winning sports writer. We talk sports every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you have a question or comment, give us a call, 516-572-7440. Let's talk about the Jets. They played well, actually. They lost,
Well,
but they played well.
Okay. You know what? Two quick things about the Giants before we go.
What do you got?
Because I was talking about special teams. Special teams was awful.
Okay.
All right. Extra point blocked on the first after the first touchdown. They had a punt blocked that led to an Eagles touchdown, and you can't have that kind of stuff with the special teams.
No,
it was terrible. The other thing was, and this I can verify from Penn Station after the game. There were so many Eagles fans at this game. It was absurd how many Eagles. Half the stadium was Eagles fans. And they were all over Penn Station after the game. I've never seen so many Carson Wentz jerseys in my life.
Well, yeah, the one thing about Philly, and I give them credit as they're very dedicated fans, but they will also many times, if tickets are available, come up to New York from Philadelphia,
easy train, right?
Or even in New Jersey, southern New Jersey. It's an easy train ride. I remember a few years ago, there were more Philadelphia Flyer fans at the Coliseum than the Islander fans. It was a while ago,
I guess.
And there were more Flyer fans. It was embarrassing, but that does happen. They will buy up. And who does it also? Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Though they'll drive.
They travel pretty well.
They drive all over the place because they're closer to a lot of different stadiums. But Flyer fans, you're right. They hit the Amtrak, and then they hit Penn Station, and then it's easy to go from there to Giant Stadium or whatever, MetLife Stadium. So,
but again, that and the special teams. Also, there was a field goal block in the fourth quarter as well for the Eagles. So, just not good. The Jets. Let's talk about the Jets. Jets was a little more positive because actually, I thought the Jets this week. I thought they were going to get destroyed.
I thought so too.
I thought, and this is why they call it gambling. But I thought the Jets were a mortal lock to lose this game, and I thought the Saints, and the spread was something like 15.5. I couldn't. I thought it should have been higher. I thought the Jets were going to lose by at least 20-something. I was figuring 30-7, only because I didn't think the Jets would score more than 7. So the fact that the Jets put up 19 points yesterday, I'll give some credit to Bryce Petty, but still, it was not a good game for the Jets, but it was a very disappointing effort from the New Orleans Saints,
considering they're in first place or tied for first in the NFC South.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's I was shocked too. As much as we've, Josh McCown, he hasn't turned into Joe Namath, but he had a decent season considering what was expected and what things were going around the Jets, and you get this guy who has been around the league maybe too many times, but you know what? He played well.
Well, it's like we said on the show before. McCown, I'm not going to say he put in the same kind of season that Ryan Fitzpatrick did 2 years ago, but it's been similar. Where he's come in, he has far exceeded expectations, and he's put in a serviceable season. I mean, Fitzpatrick 2 years ago put in a great season.
Yes,
I mean he set Jet records. But Josh McCown hasn't done enough for me to say, yes, we need him here next year as a starter. Now, I'm not saying that the Jets shouldn't re-sign him because I think he's done a nice job, and I think that he probably deserves to be around. But am I going to give him a raise to do that? Absolutely not.
No, but I think it depends if the Jets pick a quarterback. Depends if they try to get Eli. They won't sign him until the middle of
his
June probably, whatever camp starts.
Yeah, Josh McCown
before camp he will sign.
Josh McCown's status will not be known until right before camp.
Right.
I don't unless some other team decides to sign him.
But at the same time, you won't have this whole contract negotiation crap that we saw a couple of years ago. So
right with
because he knows
with Fitz.
He knows well. If he's back up again, he's going to be happy. I think.
If I was him, I'd be happy. That's the best job in the NFL is backup quarterback. You don't have to do anything.
No, you don't get hit.
You run through practice, and then when the game starts and people actually start hitting you and wanting to hurt you, then you're standing on the sidelines with a clipboard and your hat on backwards. Greatest job, and you're making millions of dollars.
And that hat looks
great too.
It's
the greatest job in the world.
So it is. So, but the Jets played pretty well. 19 points. It's I will take that on most days from the Jets. So,
well, that's true.
So I was very happy about that, considering. Also in the NFL, do you think the league favors the Patriots?
I think
do you think the referees are told, well, if it comes to push,